Hey y'all, good morning. Good morning. Good morning. I have a special guest for you guys today. For you who don't know who I am, because this is my first time going um, all platforms. Actually, um, that is gonna be amazing. Give me one second. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. All right, let's see now. So your girl is doing some amazing stuff this morning, right? So when you don't have anybody else to do anything for you, you better do it yourself. And so today I am learning how to get on this StreamYard app and do all this myself to where we are streaming on Facebook, we are streaming on YouTube, and we are streaming on Instagram. So give me one second to figure out. All right, there we go. And I have somebody special for you guys, and I just need to be able to bring them in. So, y'all are so amazing. Thank you so much for being so patient. All right. So let's see. We're gonna get it. We're gonna get it going. All right, there we go. There we go. There we go. Hey y'all. Hey Trina. Terry, what's up? Hey Courtney. Devin, I saw your message yesterday where you tagged yourself, and I will be getting back to you sometime this week in regards to being a speaker. Hey y'all. There we go. I did it. I did it. So
You
can you
did
hear an
it.
echo?
No.
You can't.
Nope. You
Okay.
sound like, are you on Bluetooth?
I am not, but I do have, girl, I was just telling everybody how I'm doing this technology thing. And so I need to know one, can you hear me? Which, yes, because you're responding. Two, how does it sound?
Sounds good.
Okay. That's so strange because on my end, on the Instagram, no. Let me see. I'm trying to see if on my end it's the echo. So I can hear my Instagram and it's like It's not real time, it's behind my time, if that makes
Yeah, yeah,
sense. Okay.
yeah, it does.
I'm
But
just proud of myself. I'm like, hey, look at here. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. Okay.
hey, man, you look good.
Thank you. Thank you. So anywho, I'm not gonna worry about that. I can't do it. But as long as this tab is clean, I will. Let's see if I can mute. There it goes. Come on, Jesus. There it goes. I just muted it. So hopefully they can still hear me on that end. I just can't hear it. But how are you?
I'm doing amazing. How are you, Dr. Ebony?
I am wonderful, Tashana T. Rich. Let me get that right. Happy New Year. Happy New Year. And so I really had to have you on first. First and
Oh,
foremost, as you see the title of this, I was like, come on, Holy Spirit, come on, Holy Spirit, give me something to name this, and it came to me, my sister's keeper.
wow.
Are you with me? My sister's keeper. And so I just wanted to have a transparent, candid conversation with you. First, let me say this. You were the first person, before I even let you introduce yourself, I just want the world to know you were the first person to give me access to your platform. Your platform, before I went viral, before everybody knew me as a speaker, you opened the door for me, and I didn't even know what was happening. I didn't even know I was ready. But that probably was the best. It was the best. And I still haven't even shown the world that video, right? But it was the best, most phenomenal time I had as a speaker. And it was my first time ever speaking like that. But it was the best. People think that, the one that they saw that went viral was something. You opening that door for me, sis, was everything. And just being obedient to God, being that we met right on Facebook, just me purchasing something from you, not knowing what you were going through at that time in your life. My God,
Yeah.
I want people, first and foremost, just introduce yourself before I even get into all that, because I can feel, the bubbles, the tingles going through me right now. But just introduce yourself and let's talk.
Well, first of all, thank you so much for allowing me to grace your platform first. It means the world to me because there only can be one number one. And for you to, enlighten everyone that that was your first, you were born ready. Nobody in the world would have believed that was your first time speaking,
Right.
in that magnitude. I think probably prior to, you were already getting ready, and you maybe spoke, had spoken to people along the way privately or maybe one-on-one, but the world was ready for you, and it was waiting for the right time and the right opportunity. And so I'm forever grateful that a piece
Mhm.
of furniture connected us because of a situation that led to bigger things. And now we have an honest, true sisterhood relationship. And I'm grateful for that.
Yes, yes. So tell everybody who you are.
Well, my name is Tashana Richardson. I am a mother. I'm a
Mm.
mother of 5 amazing children. I have one beautiful son that resides in heaven. This is a very, very special month for me. January the 20th is the day that he was born. And so, if he was physically here, he would have been 12 years old. And it's just amazing how God has aligned my life within these last 12 years, considering that I would have rather not been here, but he kept me here for a reason, and I'm grateful for that. But outside of me being a mother, I'm a grandmother. I have several businesses. The first one, which is the main umbrella, is I Am Beautiful, the Movement Incorporated. We
Yes.
house over 79,000 women on social media. That group began in 2015 after a three-year run of wanting to commit suicide, wanting to,
Mhm.
just give up on life altogether. Um, Even exercising, going to therapy and, going to, counseling and church groups, it was something still missing. There was a void in place, and I was looking for something, but I didn't know what that was. And healing comes in all types of forms. And
Yes,
God
it
led me
does.
one day to have a photo shoot with 12 other women that experienced tragedies, but they were overcoming or going through, getting through, or just even meeting a tribe that understood. And so we had a beautiful photo shoot called I Am Beautiful.
Mm.
And then I knew that experience was going to lead me to do something more. I didn't know how. But one day, leaving the salon after being a hairstylist for 12 years, I was walking to Walmart and God said, do it now. And I named it I Am Beautiful, ... because he was still talking the movement. Now, a movement is big. It's something that's continuously moving. I had no idea in my first 30 days that we have over 30,000 women in the organization.
Wow.
Today, we house over 80,000 with several other chapters outside of the main hub. I am the founder of Miss 50K Cosmetics.
Yes.
We have a
Come on.
prosperity wealth line of lipsticks. Every lip gloss name is named after something prosperity, whether it's Rich Lady Red or Cut the Check Cherry or Millionaire Mauve, Currency Coral. We have about 25 different colors, and they all represent wealth, because guess what? The wealth is laid up in your hands, and not only
Yes.
that, is it, you speak it. And
Mhm.
so what you speak is what you say, and what you say is what you see. And
Yes.
so, today, I have on New Money Nude and Blank Check.
Come
Those are my
on.
colors of choice.
I love
And
it.
it feels good to say that. It comes with some type of feeling.
Hmm.
But yeah, I'm the founder of that amazing cosmetic line. I'm an author. I am a travel professional with Planet Marketing. um I do a lot of things, but most importantly, I love seeing my sisters win. I love to see a community of women get to where they want to go in real life. Um,
Hmm.
yeah, Dr. Ebony, that's what I do in a
I love
nutshell.
that. I love that. It's kind of like when people ask me, what do I do? Sometimes I can only say, what don't I do? You know what I mean?
Right.
Like I can do everything that I put my mind to, and anything that God sets in my heart, I am going to do, and it's going to come to fruition. Let's talk a little bit. We kind of talked earlier today about what is it that we don't want to talk about, right? And you said, first thing you said, it's nothing. It's nothing that I won't talk about. And I love that type of transparency, because it is so many people that just talk about the good, right? They just want to talk about all of their wins and their strengths. But what about the losses? What about, just things that did not come to pass that you thought were? What about the mistakes, and different things like that? What about the tragedies, the triumphs, the challenges that you have had? And so I love that you were free to have that type of conversation. But here we go.
Here we
Talk,
go.
talk to us about the hardest time that you would say that you have had in your life.
The harvest time?
Hardest,
Oh, the
the
hardest
most
time?
challenging.
Oh, the
Yes.
most challenging thing was the loss of my son. And the
Mm.
crazy thing about this call today, which is impromptu, I just got
Hmm.
the phone with my son's father that we lost together. And we were just talking about everything that we had gone through to even get to a place that we can look at each other. I mean,
Oh,
and then moving forward to even hosting an event to share our stories
wow.
of
Hmm.
what we went through as parents and the loss of a child.
Right.
So most definitely that was one of the most hardest times that I ever had to experience, because this thing called death doesn't come with a manual, and then losing a child is dark. It's
Mm.
very dark. And I had 5 other children that I needed to take care of, but you've reached a low place in your life when suicide is on your mind, death is on
Mm.
your mind. I don't want to be here anymore. And those are the things people don't know, and those are the things that we're afraid to talk about in public, because we don't want to be judged, and we don't want to let people
Right.
think that we've lost it, or oh God, you better get her because she didn't fell off. She needs to go to the loony bin. So we just take it, and we suffer in silence.
Right.
And I didn't want that, for anybody. But it took me 3 years of just feeling like I was in a doom,
Mm.
just just a cloud of darkness, and not understand that I was alive. I was still doing my, duties as a mother,
Mother.
as a co-worker, as a friend, but I wasn't my whole self.
Yes.
I was decomposing, Dr. Ebony, on the inside. I was rotten to the core.
Mm.
Rotten to the core. I mean, death was my friend. I wanted it so bad. Because
Mm.
I said, if this is what we call life, I don't want it.
Right.
I don't want it. I mean, I had made up in my mind that somebody would take care of my children.
Mm.
And after that third year, I finally changed my posture in my prayer, instead of saying, God, take me. Why you got me here?
Mm.
Why am I here? What we doing? If you're gonna keep me here, you're gonna keep waking me up in the morning. Because I had made deals and all, like take me in my sleep. I'm a hard sleeper. I'll never know.
Mm.
Or I'll
Mm.
just go across the train track. It'll be quick, fast, and in a hurry, and then all just be well.
Wow.
But he kept waking me up. And
Yes.
I'm here 12 years later. 12 years
Yes.
later with
Yes.
purpose and clarity. And those are the things that we kind of shy away from, because we don't want to
Hmm.
be judged in our
Hmm.
darkest hour, in our hardest times, because it's a struggle. And
Right.
nobody wants to look at a struggle. But it was my struggle that, got me this far. And I
Hmm.
used that energy, and that same fight to die, to live,
To live. Look at
to
there.
live.
Wow. Wow. And thank you for sharing that, because believe it or not, it's a lot of people. It's a lot of women that have lost children, whether, it's to abortion, whether it's to a miscarriage, whether it's to gun violence, health issues, whatever the case may be. And I just sympathize with, I don't know how, being a mom of 10, I just don't know how I would be able to go on and on and on. And you think that you have been through something until you really go through something. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? And to see the strength of the women such as yourself, my hats go off to you. Honestly, like I said, we always feel like we're so strong. But until you really see what somebody else is going through or have gone through, my God, I have a girlfriend. I just came from her son's funeral, last week, and it just hurt me to the core, because as I'm looking at him, I'm like, that could be any one of us, any one of our children, especially with these days and times and stuff. And so, just to hear you say, I didn't want to be here. I'm asking God, why are you waking me up? To
Yeah.
now, 12 years later, understanding that there was purpose, right?
Mhm.
And so as you were speaking, the Holy Spirit was saying to me, more people need to hear that. Sometimes we want to talk about what we want to talk about, but as you were speaking, and as you and I meet tomorrow, and we, go on to prepare for other things, right? To help heal other women. It just came to me. How many women need to hear that? Because so many of us just sit in silence. Like we sit in silence and we don't talk about it, not knowing it's another sister that's going through the same thing as you, you know.
That's-
And
mhm.
so let's talk about the moment where we met each other, like how magical that was, and I know at your event for the Dorothy experience, you kind of touched on it and talked about it, but just talk about it from your perspective of the moment, the magical moment when we actually first encountered each other.
It was 2020, the year of COVID. Or was it 2021? I want to
I
say
think it was
2021.
20. You think so? Hmm.
2021. Yep, positive.
Okay.
Positive. Hmm. Right around September, October 2021. Um, I moved, and I had to downsize tremendously. And, that was another example of
Mhm.
letting go things. Um, because I had built this beautiful place, my home, my sanctuary, and I had to, let it go. And I said, I just want the right people to have these things that are precious to me. And I had my God baby to put it on her page, because it was a sense of urgency to move.
Mhm.
And she said, hey, I have this one lady named Dr. Ebony, and she's interested in a certain piece. And I was like, I checked your page out, and I was like, oh, perfect. I said, oh, she's beautiful. Oh my God. So we made the connection. We spoke on the phone, but it was when I saw you and we were communicating, even as we were, taking the chairs out, the pillows out, and loading it up. I was like, it's
Mhm.
something about her. And I
Mhm.
did not know what it was, but your spirit was soft. And
Mm.
your demeanor was, it was kind, and you
Wow.
just flowed with, I was like, I like her. And then your daughter, she exuded the same characteristics. And I mean, here I am looking at this beautiful woman, her beautiful daughter, and they're coming to, buy something from me. And, some people are too good to buy off marketplace, or
Okay.
but then I'm looking at you, you look like a housewife of Atlanta, and I was like, what she want with my stuff?
All of it.
All of
Hey,
it.
one man's trash, another man's treasure. I don't play. I already
Okay.
know where I came from. Okay.
Yeah, but just physically looking with my eyes, but then my heart jumped out, and I was like, this can't be it. It's like something pushed me in my back. Hey, I would love to keep in contact with you. And I
Mhm.
started following you on social media. And right after the following year in April, I was hosting an event, and I thought I had all my speakers, but I didn't. I had to scratch off the entire list and start
Mm,
all over again. I had a list of people for that event already. And
mm.
God said, reshuffle the deck, reshuffle the deck. And
Oh, I
she
like
is
that. Reshuffle the deck.
reshuffle the deck. And I was like, okay, God, I know I'm gonna make some people mad, but I gotta be obedient for
Yes.
where we're going into another year, which is 2022. She's your speaker.
Mm,
She's your speaker. I don't know. I never looked at anything that you had done, or I didn't ask you were a speaker. I came to you. I was like, God has told me this is your assignment. This is what I'm doing, and this is for you. This is yours. And
mm.
you humbly accepted it. And I was
Yes.
blown away. And then we didn't see each other until the event. And the minute you open your mouth, I mean, it was just like dynamite. Like it was fire. Every word, every sentence, when you putting it together. I'm like, what's your name? And I'm like, Tashana. Let's get it. What's your name? I was like, yes, like it's not fluff. This is substance. I've been to a lot of events where it's fluff and it makes you feel good, but there was something that was pounding in my
Mm,
soul when you open up your mouth. And I
mm,
got chills just thinking about it because I can see you right now.
mhm.
And I think you had the part with the cowardly lion. You was like, it's not what they call you. And you broke that joker down so good and so fast and so fun. And it made sense. And everybody was just on their feet. I couldn't even I teared up the whole day. It was no need for me
Yeah.
to get my makeup done. I cried the whole time. You were
But
phenomenal.
you were going through something at that time too.
I was going through hell.
Mm, mm,
Hell.
mm.
That day, that time.
Come
Social
on.
services was all in my business. Somebody in my family called CPS on me.
Mhm,
That's what I
mhm,
was dealing with, and that's why it was
mhm.
such a relief. And I was going to just shut it down. I was like, I don't care what happens. I cannot do this event. I
Wow.
mean, I was literally. That's why I didn't get my hair done. I was just like,
Mhm,
I didn't really get an outfit because I had already made up in my mind that I wasn't going to go through it. And
mm,
then God said, you got to. You don't have a choice. This is not
mhm,
for you. This
mhm.
event has nothing to do with you.
Say it.
And so obedience is better than sacrifice. So I put that little ball on top of my head,
Mhm.
tried to put on a little bit of lip gloss, came on in and I said, God, wipe me clean because I don't want to be in here with ill will or strange presence or giving
Mhm,
off the energy that I don't want to be here. And I
mhm,
was checked when I woke up that morning, and I was just excited. And you guys were on fire that day. It was just so beautiful to watch
mhm.
something that I had envisioned from a movie, The Wizard of Oz.
Right.
It's not about your destination; it's about the people that you pick up along the way.
Come
And
on.
y'all exemplified that to a
Mm.
T. There, until it was nothing for me to say except for
Yeah.
keep on ease on
Right,
down the
right.
yellow brick
See,
road.
all you had to do was play your position. All you had to do was be obedient to what it was that God told you to do. He already had everything else in line. And that's so good because a lot of times we get to the place where we feel like, God, I don't want to do this. I can't
Yeah,
do this. I want to just give up. You know what I'm saying? And like you just said, it's bigger than you. Those
yeah,
messages that were coming across, those connections, right? People networking with each other. I've met a lot of beautiful women just from your conference. I remember standing there next to Pastor Keisha, and she said, I was so nervous. I'm like, oh, okay, God, what do you want me to say? And I'm practicing and I'm practicing. And I think I shared with you that morning at 5 a.m. is when it clicked. Now, everything else I had written out was nice. It was cool. It was dandy. But it was not what the Holy Spirit wanted me to present that message that day. And it was 4 or 5 o'clock that morning that he came to me and he said, tell them to remember their name. And it just started flowing, like it started flowing. And when Pastor Keisha saw me, I knew it was my time. She didn't know me from a can of paint. And she said, you don't need that paper. And I'm looking at her like, who's she talking to? She talking to me. I do need this paper. I got to read off this paper, because the nerves start kicking in. And I heard the Holy Spirit said, put it down. And I put it down. And like you said, the moment I got up there and I let him go, not me and my will, but I let him go, it was fire. It was magical. It was the best speaking event I have had thus far.
Oh,
Thus
wow.
far. And to the point where when I got done, it was like an out of body experience. I did not know who I was. You know what I'm saying? I was like, who was that? That girl was on fire. I had to just go in a corner and just give God glory and praise. Like I had tears in my eyes because I said, wow, God, the things that he will do in us if we just allow him, if we just let go. And so again, I thank you for that. And you got to remind me, because I got to put that out there. Like, yeah, it's okay to have all these other videos out there, but that video right there, people just don't know how much was going on, at that time. I didn't even have it all together. Girl, my hair didn't come out right. I didn't have no makeup artist. My outfit, I had to pick something that was in, it wasn't all together like I try to be now. But it was the best moment that I had as a speaker. A speaker. And I thank you for that, because there's times like this week, I told you I had my photo shoot for the new year, and so much was just happening. I mean, the enemy was just pounding. And I'm like, leave me alone. It's the beginning of the year. Can you stop? And I wanted to just say, you know what? Forget it all. I am not doing this photo shoot. I don't care about this money. Everybody just go away. And I'm just going to sit here in the corner. And God said, get up and go. I don't care if you got on sweatpants and a sweatshirt. You going to this photo shoot.
Yeah.
And I got myself up because, again, like you said, it's bigger than you. It's bigger than you. And I got up and I went and everything. And it turned out to be wonderful. Like it was a phenomenal shoot. And again, the people that surrounded me helped me to bring out the life that I needed at the time. Because a lot of times we are givers, right? We're natural givers. We give so much, we pour so much into people, but there are times that we just need people to pour into us.
That's true.
Right? Just pour into me, refill me up sometimes too, and those are the people that you need to keep around. And so I thank you for letting me be a part of your vision, because I went on to speak at the next, Dorothy experience. And that was even more, great and everything. And so I just so thank you for that, because it helps me to even grow my vision of having my conference. And I said, look at T Rich, that name right there. Look at T Rich. It rings. You know what I'm saying? It's a household name. The world needs to know this is a visionary. This is an influencer. This is an impactor. This person you need to be connected and aligned to. This young lady right here knows everybody. Like if you need, I don't know, you need somebody to clean up. You need somebody to cut the grass. You need somebody to do your taxes. You need somebody, whatever. She is the person to go to, the natural plug. Okay. When I'm talking about the plug, you are the plug. And that is such a blessing to be connected to somebody like that. That's a friend. That this is a sister that will call, text me. Okay. Now we in the texting, world now, but will text me, hey, you okay over there? You all right? Those type of sisters you need in your corner. And even if you don't respond, hey, I'm coming for you. I ain't heard from you. You all right over there? Long as I get a yes, I go on with my day. But that's a sister. That is a true sister. And that is the community. When I saw you building your I Am Beautiful, and when I saw you doing the Dorothy experience, I said, God, this is the community I want. And of course I want my own community, but just watching you, it just invigorated. Like it put a fire in me. Like, if she can do it, I can do it. And guess what? God connected you to this person for a reason. Amen. You're not understanding that you are going to purchase an item, right, on Facebook Marketplace. But God said it's bigger than Facebook Marketplace, baby. This is going to be a long-term relationship. Y'all about to make millions with each other. Y'all going to go through the highs, you're going to go through the low and back up to the top together. And so it's important for us as sisters, right, to look beyond just our imagination. God is so big and so vivid that we can't even see what he's doing. We think it's just Facebook Marketplace. We think it's just, oh, I'm gonna sit on stage with this person one time, or or this person's doing my makeup or what have you. But God is thinking so big, so much bigger. And so it's important, like I said, even in my caption, right? My sister's keeper. Are you with me? Are you with me? And so let's talk about how some people, they're with you just in the moments where they feel like they can get something from you or something out of you. They're with you in your high moments, but they leave you in your low. Have you ever experienced that?
For sure. For sure. Whether it's been in a business relationship or a relationship.
Mm-hmm.
And let me be honest. Can I be honest?
Yes, please be
Sometimes
honest.
we see the red flags. We see them. We
Mm-hmm.
see them as clear as day. But it's something about who we are with the most purest heart, and we give people the benefit of the doubt. And I think that's why it hurts the most when it actually clicks for real, that
Mm-hmm.
who they are is who we knew them to be. So we can't even blame them,
Mm-hmm.
for what they or what you've allowed.
Right.
What you've allowed. You
Right.
opened the door when you clearly should have just, locked it and threw away the key. But because of who
Right.
you are
Mm-hmm.
and who they know you to be and who they
Mm-hmm.
know you can, to be connected to, you let them in, and you let
Right.
them in for disaster. You let them in for disappointment. And I've experienced that, and those relationships hurt the most
Yeah.
because I allowed it
Yeah.
when I should have known better. And now my antenna's always up, but then the little softy in me was like, come
Mm-hmm.
on, I can show you, I can help
Right.
you. And that goes along with my coaching with Tashana. I used to allow people to hire me, but now I am vetting people that I want to work with because it matters.
Mm-hmm.
Energy
Right.
matters. And if you don't have a kindred spirit or like mind, even me coaching you or getting you to a place that you want to be may not even be something that we can do, because everybody is not for you. And I
Right.
had to realize that, and I had to learn that the hard way. All
Yes.
money ain't good money. And so
Yes.
I turned down some people, not because they're a bad person. It's just your language, your vocabulary that you're choosing right now in the season is not for me.
Mm-hmm.
I
And
can
see,
do all things, like you said. Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
In my coaching program, I noticed that I had to learn how to vet them. It was like an interview, for both of us. And like you just said, our money is not good money. So when I first started, I just felt as though I got to get this money. I got to get this money. If they're going to pay me, I'm going to provide this service. And can I be honest with you? I had one of the worst clients that I could have. And you know why? Because the red flag was there,
Yeah.
but she had paid for my VIP, okay, which is, my high ticket item. And I'm like, okay, she paid for it. Wish I had other women to pay, but I'm just like, okay, here we go. It wasn't even week 2. And this person took me through a doozy. Like I had to go through going through her bank, her saying, hey, I'm gonna charge this, I'm gonna call the bank and dispute it and different things like that. Although she had already signed my contract, which states, hey, you don't get any refunds. You're going to meet with me bi-weekly. Everything is written out. But of course they say we don't read. Right? If you want to put something, you don't want people to know something, you put it in the book or in the document. They're not going to read it. And this was not fine print. This was the print that's right there for you to see because you have to sign it. And so she's like, well, I need to have this done. My project needs to be done within the next 2 weeks. And I need to meet with you every week. But you can even see on my website that I meet bi-weekly because I have so many people and so much going on. I got to give you a week off. That's just what I do in my program, right? Because I'm meeting one-on-one with people. And so I just went through hell for real with this person. And I'm like, are you kidding me? To the point where her son got on the call saying that he was her attorney. Okay. I didn't even know he was on the call, mind you. So what attorney is going to do that at 8:00 at night? And got on the call and said, well, this is her attorney and XYZ. And I'm like, what kind of ghetto bumpkin stuff is this? I done got myself into. Okay. I don't do stuff like that. I don't operate like that. But
Right.
what I will do is things in decency and in order. And when I realized it was getting out of order, I had to get out. And I'm like, just give her money back. But like I said, going forward, I realized that I had to do better research with my clients because I'm not going to deal with that. That's number one. We're going to respect each other, even if we don't necessarily agree. we're going to respect each other. Number
Yeah.
two, I think what she was trying to do was trying to buy a relationship with me outside of the business relationship. You know what I'm saying? But either way, she got her money back. She went on her way. And again, I learned a lesson from it as a coach. Everybody ain't for you. All
That's
money
true.
is not good money. So
That's true.
tell us, what do you do, you know, in your coaching business to vet your clients?
Well, I do a questionnaire,
Okay.
first to see where they are. And then I want to hear, by voice or by email, what it is that they're trying to accomplish. If everything comes out, I've been frustrated. I've been certain keywords I look for. I look for defeat. If you're already defeated at the gate and you don't see no way outside of your defeat, you don't need me. You need a book.
Ah, you need Jesus at this
You
point.
need Jesus.
Yes.
You need some clarity,
Mhm.
and I wait. You know, as much as I see success for a lot of people,
Mhm.
they speak death over themselves, but they get out
Mhm.
in the world and they'll still do this business, and then they'll blame it on my friends didn't support my family didn't support me. I don't get the support. No, the seed that you put in the ground before you even got out here is not
Mhm.
going to reap anything but the same people that are just like you. So
Right.
I listen for keywords, and I'm a stickler for that. When people feel like they want to teach me.
Mhm.
When
Yeah,
people
yeah,
out
I
here,
get that. Yes.
you want to
Yes.
teach, and I'm not. Listen, I'm not too high and mighty where I can't be. I'm gonna always remain a student. But over
Mhm.
here in my class, this is what we're doing because you're this is what you need, and I can provide that for you. But if you're coming in and you're sizing me up and, well, I should do it like this, and have you ever thought about doing it like that? And I'm all in for growth, and personal development. But I've had people to one up me,
Mhm.
um, in my classes and things like that. But it's keywords mainly that I look for, and me too. But so before I even take that payment or send them a link to do it, I'll send them a nice email that at this time I feel like I'm not the best coach for what you're looking for, because
Mhm.
there are a lot of coaches out here that will give you what they think you're asking for just because you've been paid. I'm not going to tell you. I'm going to jack you up and tell you that you're better than this.
Mhm.
No, life gets better than this. I'm not going to be the one to let you pity and pout and fall all out, have an adult temper tantrum. That's not what we're doing. We got real
Right.
goals in place. Put your why in front of you and keep it there, because this is not, we're frustrated for what? You're
Right.
alive, you're healthy, you're well. God bless you.
Come
See
on.
another day. You're speaking death over. So don't expect when you go out here and present your business that friends and family are going to support you, because you've already self-sabotaged. Nobody
Right.
wants to be around that energy. But then nobody supports me. I posted on Facebook. Nobody like, good, because you're not ready for the overflow. You're just not even
That's right.
ready.
That's right.
Go
That's right.
rebuild.
I had a young lady I spoke to about 2 weeks ago. You know, the same thing. When I tell you, she literally already knew the things that, she was falling short on. And I'm looking like, okay, so as I'm reading my notes, you're saying to me, I know I need to, be more visible. I know I need to do this and I haven't done it. You answered your own questions, but still to this day, I didn't hear back from her. And she's like, I know I need to do this now. And my thing is, if you want to stay stuck and stagnant where you're at, that's fine. I'm
Mm-hmm.
not the coach for you. If you're ready to move forward, let's execute. A person that I know that takes the time out to do a consultation with me, whether free or they're paying me. Okay. Number one, that's step one. Step two is saying, I'm doing this consultation because I need something or I want something, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's time for me to take action. That's number two. But number three is you go forward and you say, I'm ready. I'm ready.
Mm-hmm.
Taking that risk, not letting anything hold you back or distract you, and saying, let's go. You
Yeah.
understand what I'm saying? Now, I'll get feedback. That was good. That was great, Dr. Ebony. I'm ready. And then I don't hear back from you. And then they want to come back later and try to, join with me. And I'm like, no. At that point, I need to refer you to somebody else. I won't just give them a no. I'll give them, you need to watch some videos. You need to read some books. You need to connect with some other coaches because I am not for you. I am Dr. Ebony Empowers. And the reason why is because what is already inside of you that God has placed in you, I'm helping to empower and pull it out of you. I am not the coach that's putting it in you. I'm not
Yeah.
Jesus. I can't put it in you. So if it's not there, you're giving me a blank canvas to work with. You're giving me an empty vessel, and I can't do that. That is just not within my scope. It's just
Yeah.
like I'm a nurse. I'm not a doctor. So it's not within my scope, right? And so I go, okay, that's fine. But I'd rather you stop right there versus wasting my time to join and pay the money. And then you're not doing anything that I'm asking for you to do. And then you want to say, I didn't get any results. You can't go to the gym and just look at the gym and don't work out. You can't not work out, but you don't rest and you don't eat well. It all ties in together, right? T, like everything ties in together. And number one, what I work with people is their mindset, because that right there is the biggest issue. It's the biggest issue is what's in here and in your heart. If you want to just do things just because you want money, I'm not the coach for you. I tell people all the time, I'm not about to tell you that I'm about to help you get $10 million in 1 week or in 30 days, because for me, that's not reality. What you see out here most of the time on social media is just what people want to post. It's an illusion. And if you want to go work over here with those people, fine with me. Fine with me. They're going to just take your money and put you also into this illusion that everybody else is in. And when you wake up and you say, oh, there's Dr. Ebony, there's Tashana Richardson, right? The real people that you need to be connecting with, because they are real people. They're doing this for real. For real. I even stay, and I know you do because we're still connected. I even stay connected with my people after they have consulted and they have worked with me. I'm still connected to you. You have my number. You can reach out to me. You can text me. We are still connected. Some people will take you up under their wing and it's just for monetary purposes. And it's only for, just for business. That's it. There's no relationship. It is important that I let people know how important sisterhood is, how I value that. I value that, And so when you see, when you have your events like the Dorothy Experience, right? I think you have the yacht experience coming up, right? You have that. Oh my God, you're going from this levels to this. Like we're going up and up and up and up. I ain't even started.
Yes.
Okay. Well, wait a minute. Just tell us about that. Tell us a little bit about that.
Like the kids say, you're doing the big one. So I asked God for elevation when I knew I was ready to elevate. And that's something that people have to be aware of. We, like you said, we see other people doing things, and sometimes we'll try and do what other people are doing. But I wanted to do something different. I felt like I had mastered the conference rooms. I had several events there, and I said, God, I want to give them a new experience. And I was in New York after the Dorothy experience, and I was like, I should just go downstairs and just book a conference room and bring them back to, Florida. I mean, I was thinking about New York again. New York was a blast. I had the most fun in New York. But I was like, no. I was like, a yacht. That's a yacht. And, I started thinking about it, and I said, what would it look like to have 100 men and women dressed in white? And I Fought for Her came back to me. I was supposed to do I Fought for Her 2020, but COVID came and it shut that particular event down. I'm talking, I was going to get a boxing ring. We were going to have the event inside of a boxing ring, put our gloves up, like be ready. And it came back to me. That was like, no more Dorothy experiences. We had done 3 and that was enough. But I Fought for Her came back up, and God said, go back and revisit I Fought for Her. And so this event is going to be April the 27th. We're going to, of course, have our beautiful meet and greet as we always do, because I feel like, we talk on social media all the time and we feel like we know each other, but most of the time we've never seen each other a day in our life.
Right.
And we always do our meet and greet. And that's going to be on that Friday, the 26th. And then on the 27th, we're going to get on a yacht and with our white, and we're going to have our event. We're going to take pictures. We're going to laugh. We're going to dance. We're going to eat. We're going to go out in the under the Miami night lights, and just enjoy it from the top deck.
Yes.
Enjoy life
Yes.
from the top deck, because we all belong there, whether we know
Yes.
it or not. There's room for all of us um,
Mm-hmm.
at the top, and the top may not look like the top for you or for anybody else, but when you have seen yourself progress and you've elevated to your next level, then
Mm-hmm.
you're on the right track. And a lot of times we always get intimidated by other people's success and how
Come
we feel
on.
happen overnight. But honey, I fought to wake up this morning.
Yes.
I fought to, get up on this live and share my story. Nothing is easy. Nothing comes easy. So everything is a fight. But are you willing to fight and fight through? It's a
Mm-hmm.
your guards up, but are you really, really ready to pull your sleeves up and get knocked out a couple times? Because you're gonna
Yes.
get knocked out and you're gonna get knocked down. But the
Mm-hmm.
beauty in all of the fight is we get back up
Yes.
and we live to see, another day. And so that's
Another.
of I fought for her.
I love that. I love that. And you need to trademark that because that is good, sis. I
Okay.
look, I done already took my note over here to reshuffle the deck. My God, I can take that in so many. Of course, I'm going to make sure that I acknowledge where I got it from, but
Okay.
I just heard the Holy Spirit, like when you said reshuffle the deck. A lot of times people use the same terminology, and I'm like, I'm looking for something new. And when you said that, I'm just like, whoa. And I can't play cards for nothing. So I ain't
Me
shuffling
either.
anything.
But my
I can't
grandfather
play.
played cards, so I was around cards all my life. So heard
Oh, look, all I
reshuffle the
got is
deck.
Uno. Okay. I barely got that. My 7-year-old can beat me with that. Roy will be getting me every time. But
Good
deck of
gracious.
cards, I can't do. But to reshuffle the deck, I'm like, oh my gosh. And then even the experience that you have had, going from you had three, right? Dorothy experiences into now to a yacht. To see it, you can't unsee it, and to give that experience to
Yeah.
women who may have never had that, like I said, just to be able to see it. For me to even experience the Dorothy experience, it did something to me. It really did something to me, and it was spiritual. It was
Yeah.
spiritual. I even gained, new friends just from coming there, and in that part right there, I want people to understand how important it is to get out of your comfort zone. A lot of times we are just on social media looking at people and we just scrolling and liking and following. But when do you really take the time to go meet these people, right?
Yeah.
Some people have events that are free. Some people have events that you have to invest in, not pay for, but invest because
That's
they
true.
made an investment, right?
Yeah.
To make this experience what it is. And so let's just talk real quick about the investment part. I even had to, one of my coaches and mentors told me to stop looking at like a payment. I used to be like, well, how much is that? Golly, I got to pay this, got to pay that. And she said, change your mindset. It's an investment. It's an investment in you, your personal development, your mindset. You're taking the risk on you, right? So let's just talk real quick about making that investment, because like you said, everybody, you made a post, I think it was today. Everybody wants to be a part of the movement. They say they do until that investment piece comes in. But what if I didn't invest, right, in my coaching business? What if I didn't invest? What if you didn't invest in the Dorothy experience? So when everybody gets there, it's just plain wood tables, no food, no music. You know what I'm saying? You can tell there's no investment in this. Let's talk about how important it is to make sure that we invest in what we want to receive, like that reciprocity back. But that investment is important.
It's very important. And as a visionary, when you see it, like you said, you just can't unsee it. And when God has already downloaded it to you, then it's full throttle. And every event, it's a big ticket. It's
Mhm.
not easy just going to find the right place and then hoping that people are going to show up. And I used to get beside myself, it's 80,000 women in this organization. There's no way that we can't fill this room up. And God said, quantity is not important. It's the quality of people
Mhm.
that show up. Those that show up after my first event in 2016, I went and got the stadium,
Mhm.
a 10,000 seat stadium. And people
Wow.
were like, you're crazy. But my faith was so big, and anybody that was around me, they knew that, okay, y'all either line up or get out, because there's nobody that can talk her down. I don't want a fellowship hall. I don't want to do it in nobody's church. Like, God told me to go get the stadium. And of course, when you have 300-400 people in a stadium of a 10,000 seat, it looks like nobody's there. And I heard the chat on social media and people having conversation, people riding by looking to see if anybody was going to really be there. And so I stood in the middle of the stadium, Dr. Ebony, after all that was said and done. I mean, I emptied out I didn't have a couple dollars then. Everything that went into this event, it was based off tickets and whoever donated. And so my back pocket, after paying off the DJ, because he still had to be paid, I had $7 in my back pocket. And I stood there and I was like, God, you told me to go get this stadium, and it was a couple $1,000s to do so. And I was supposed to fill this up, and I was going to do all of this. And God snatched me by the throat and said, I did not tell you that you was going to fill the stadium up. I just need to have faith to believe that you could.
Oh my God. Come on. Wow.
And when he said that, if I don't sell out a room, and it's room for 300, but only 5 show up, I'm going to show up just like it's 1,000 people in the room, because he just need to know what our faith looks like.
Come on.
And I have a master's in that. I may not have a high school diploma, but I got a master's in faith. If you want to know what faith 101 really looks like,
come on,
I'm your girl.
Come on.
When he told me that, honey, I got a little pep in my step. I walked out that stadium with that $7, told my kids we're going to McDonald's and get something off the dollar menu, and all was well. My soul was okay. The mission was accomplished. And that's when 7 days later, I got involved in a company, and 84 days after that, I hit a $50,000 bonus. That's what it looks like.
Wow. Yes. Wow. But wait a minute.
Have faith.
Wait a minute. Some people don't understand just that faith, the mustard seed, that little
crazy
bit
faith. Like, I get so hyped at that story because it's real, and nobody can take the truth from me. They may not believe it, which I don't care, but you can't take the truth. And people that have followed me know that it's nothing but the truth. That $7 in my back pocket represented in 7 more days. All is going to be well in your life. I just need you to get there. It's like the woman with the issue of the blood. I just had to get there and touch. And I got you from here. And God knows that if he didn't shut the mouths of the enemies, the naysayers up quick, fast, in a hurry. Touch not
my anointed. Yes. Come on now.
I'm on to speak to tens of thousands of people. I've had tens of thousands of people to take notes from me. Somebody that's been on food stamps for 17 years, living in Section 8, housing with 6 kids and 6 baby dads. They said I would never be nobody. All that noise was out the door. He said, I just need you to have faith to believe that you could.
Yes.
History.
And it's history from there, right? Because once you have that crazy faith, and once you see what God can do and what he's doing, it's like the enemy gonna come and try to take that from you. But you gotta always remember, like I have this saying where it's women like me where I used to feel like I wasn't enough because I didn't know all the Bible scriptures. Now, I grew up in church, right? But I didn't know all the Bible scriptures. And the Holy Spirit came to me and he said, your life is your Bible. He said, you go back to every story of your life and you can see where I came, right? I came for you. I came for you, and you were a victor in all those different stories in your life. Your life is a Bible. That's what you go back to. Now, you're going to reference it with the scripture, right? As you learn, as you go, but that doesn't mean you can't be a witness and have a testimony to tell about the things that you have gone through, and how good and how powerful God is. So like I said, when you go back to that moment, like you said, I saw you, I could feel it in you, girl, as you were speaking. I'm like, there it go right there. That's it. And I have those moments, when I speak about different parts of my life where I'm like, oh, I went through this and I went through that and I'm going good in the story. But as the story comes up, I talk about how God came and he swooped me and my kids up. Even when I wasn't paying attention to what was going on, he had me the whole time. And so it just does something in me. And I'm like, girl,
Yes.
if you don't get up out of here, if you don't stop thinking crazy, if you don't go ahead and even when you don't got everything put together and understanding how you're going to do everything, but you know that when God told you to do it, that you go and you go do it because that he provided that vision for you, he gonna provide the provision for you,
Come
right?
on.
If he told you to open up that business, he gonna give you the clients and the customers. So I just need people to understand as we're talking, as your sisters that have been through this same thing in this
Yes.
journey called life, you gotta just have the faith to go out and do things. It just starts there. I say it starts here and it starts here.
That's
That's
right.
it. That's it. It's not a lot that people can talk about that they've been through that I can't relate to. You know, there's a lot, and people don't know that because all they see is what they see on social media or when they Google or when they hear you speak. That's why I wrote my book, right? The grit, the grind, and the glory, because I'm like, it's all in here. It's all in
Oh,
here. You want to
yeah.
know more about Dr. Ebony? It's right there, but you got to have the faith of the mustard seed. Don't have that faith in me.
That's
Have
right.
that faith in your creator. Have
Yeah.
that faith in God. People are so busy trying to connect with, celebrities and people of notoriety. And I'm just like, you need to connect with him first. He's going to place the right people in your life that you need. And one of those people that I have is Tashana Richardson. And I
Wow.
am so grateful
I'm
for
great.
you because you're I've been looking for my ride or die, you know what I mean? Like my road dog, like, son, where you been? You know what I mean? Like, what up? Where you been? And you always looking for somebody that's like you, and it's hard to find. I'm that round away girl back in my day before I was saved and sanctified. I'm getting up with you at 5 a.m. That's just me. I'm that type of girl. Like, what we doing? What he do? Your boyfriend did what? Oh, girl, we going. That was the teenage Ebony. You know what I'm saying? So of course now being more mature, right, in my walk, in my spiritual walk with God, I know now it's a different way that I still can be a sister, right, without all the foolery and the nonsense. But I'm still getting up at whatever time in the morning when my sister needs to talk, my sister needs to bleed, my sister needs me to come get her, whatever the case may be. And so I thank you for being that for me, because we all need that type of sister. We
That's
do.
right.
And
Thank
where
you.
it's not a competition. As you see, you got a coaching program. I got a coaching program. You've done conferences. I haven't. But guess what? It pushes
You're
me because
out.
I'm like, if my sister can do this, I can do it. And then, you like, hey, I've done it. So guess what? You need to think about XYZ and the light bulb goes off. Or you need to sit down. I'll connect with you and we can work things out and I'll help you. That is true sisterhood. So I
Yeah.
just want to thank you again for heeding the call, answering the call today when I said, you know what, let's go live. Let's talk about it. And I appreciate that you just being, like I said, open, honest, transparent, and willing to be on my little platform to share your wonderful story of who you are, and I hope that this was helpful to somebody. Like you said, it's not about the quality, it's the quantity. I don't care if it's 5 people, on this platform. I don't care if it's 2 people, if it's nobody.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, it might just be for me and you, sis. You know what I'm saying? It might just be for one person, but I thank you for being obedient to, the call to action to come on here today and just to talk about who you are, your story, and what you're doing and what God is doing in your life. So tell people how they can stay connected to you.
Well, you can stay connected to me. You can follow me on social media, all social media platforms, Tashana Richardson. I do have another business page called Coach T Rich, a coaching with Tashana. And we're gearing up for another, our very first coaching session this year. And this is the first time I didn't do 30 days. So we're powering up for a 2-hour Master Your Mindset Success class. And it's going to be phenomenal. But yeah, I am beautiful, the movement at gmail.com. You can reach me there, but for the most part, you can find me right here on social media.
Yes, yay, 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 yay. And of course, I am the one and only Dr. Ebony. Okay. And so you can follow me on all social media platforms under Dr. Ebony Empowers, Dr. Ebony Gresham. You can Google me. I am Googleable. Honey, I think I done turned to an IT tech person because I got this StreamYard up going,
Yeah.
and I got Facebook and YouTube and Instagram going at the same time. I was texting my daughter, hey, can you hear me? And you came up, and I'm like, look at God. Because when people think that they leaving you and you not going to be able to go forth without them, you just don't know you did not only yourself a favor, but me a favor too, because God got me, honey. God has me. God has you. God has all of us. And like I said, I thank you so much. Of course, we are going to talk later, and I want you to have a wonderful day on purpose. And I love you, and God loves you too.
Thank you.
You're
Peace.
welcome. Bye-bye.